Hey everybody, it is Hyper and welcome back to another stream. We're playing some Scum today, and honestly, oh, why is that not up? But honestly, I'm really just trying to get some questing stuff done so we can get some more raid supplies, and I want to hit some kill boxes and stuff. But at the moment, I am about to starve to death, so I'm gonna cook up this deer steak. I'm gonna put this grill grit on the ground and get it going, and I'm joined by my good friend Chicken over here, and we're probably about to hit the A2 or B2 airfield. Get some stuff there. See if we can find an airplane kit so I can complete a quest and then kill some puppets. It'll be a really good time. Okay, how many do we need? We just need... Oh, we have to... Can we not use the grill grid on the regular improvised fire, can we?
The firing?
No, the regular improvised fire, not the firing.
No, I
That's
don't think
weird.
so.
I wonder why they made that like that. I don't know why my frames are dropping so hard, guys, but bear with me. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, crafting. And we're almost in a PvP area. We probably should be a little bit safe. I'll get rid of that. God, I had to delete 3 to place 1. That makes no sense. I just need rocks and then some form of ignition. Where are you at right now? You were just by the truck.
At the pond.
Wait, why'd you go all the way back?
Oh, to drop some stuff off.
Okay. Well,
I'm on my way back.
got you. Are you gonna just taxi or are you gonna bring a vehicle?
Oh, I was running back.
Okay, that's fine. I might be able to give you a ride. Just let me cook this steak really quick before I die. It is so much harder to find rocks now. Like, a billion times harder to find rocks anymore. Like, truly. It's insanely difficult. It's okay, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Yep. I look how good I was at that. I was counting to 10, and as soon as we got like to 10 time wise, I folded, and here we are. Here's my scum character in full glory.
Hmm.
1 second, guys. 1 second. I gotta check the settings. No, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm back. I need rocks. Rocks, rocks, rocks. And that's why you always should be very careful with what's in your hands. There we go. See, found some. And I need what? Like a billion? I think it's like 6, but still. It's a lot of rocks. Or is it 8? It's 8 rocks, right? Or 6? I feel like making rocks this hard to find is kind of like, why? Why'd you do it, guys? Why'd you do it? I'm about to die because I can't find any damn rocks. This is so dumb. Oh my god. Just show me some rocks. We didn't have any propane for that portable grill, otherwise I would use that.
Oh, propane.
Propane and propane accessories. Where the hell is my damn pile of rocks?
my
There's a
favorite,
pile of
my,
rocks. Wait, no, it's not.
my
Huh?
favorite snippet will always be "That's a clean burning hell."
That's clean burning. Oh yeah, when he pushes Peggy like into hell. Yeah, I remember
The fire goes
that.
out in hell, and he's just like, "Oh wait, hold on." He switches to propane tank.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm a big fan of King of the Hill. Propane and propane accessories. Propane and propane paraphernalia. Okay, come on. Where the hell? It shouldn't be this hard to find rocks. Like, what is going on? Oh my god.
You like Malcolm in the Middle?
I used to watch it, but like, I don't know, as I got older, it got kind of like boring to me, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I used to watch it all the time.
That's one of my favorites growing up. This one.
Oh yeah. It was a good show. It's a good show. Um, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you should probably watch Modern Family. I don't care what anybody says. It's actually really hilarious.
I watched
I didn't even
maybe
realize I went that far.
like an episode here and
Or
there.
honestly, The Righteous Gemstones. You need to watch that show. It's a lot more adult, but it is hilarious. It didn't actually want to drive. I wish you could cancel actions. But you can't. Unfortunately, you can't. Come on. I am so tired of these apps not goddamn working. There we go. That's all I wanted. All I wanted. Okay.
Where's my water bottle?
Bottled water. There we go. I have 2 screws and then a pack of bobby pins, so we could hit some drops too. We're gonna have to hit drops if we want to. We need to get
Hit
the
the
key card.
bunkers.
Well, yeah, we're gonna need the key card. Where is it? I have a fire set up by the truck, so if you want to come by there and cook up some steak, let me know. Actually, do we have any spices in the truck?
Way ahead of you on that one, Chief.
Do you have spices? I have pepper. I don't have
They're at the
salt.
pond. They're at the
You're all
pond if you
good.
want
You're
to
all
head
good. I
that
mean,
way.
pepper's good enough. I'll just have to get some salt later. Oh, there you are. Ear steak and pepper, because that's all I have. Welcome, Mac. It's been a minute. Mac is off today. Also, happy Canada Day, Canadians, because today's Canada Day.
Today's Canada Day, and I decided that instead of going to the parade or any of the public festivals, I would do
None of that?
classic single guy with no friends stuff and
Oh, Mac, we're
play a
your
violent
friends.
video game. Yeah, and I'm
Violent.
here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for showing up. We missed you. I haven't gamed with you in like a million years, it feels like. Clearly an exaggeration, but you know, time goes differently in Canada as far as I know. That's a scientific fact, I feel.
Well, my
Oh,
brain's busted, so time goes differently for me, that's for sure.
So
fair
you're
enough.
telling me
Fair enough. You can cook food while you're unconscious in SCUM, in case you guys were wondering. You can. That is so stupid. Oh my god.
Are we doing SCUM right now? Uh-oh.
I want to do Terror Tuesdays, but I'm gonna wait for Honey because all the new updates that came out for all the scary games. I told her I'd do those with her, so we'll do Terror tonight. Are you gonna do SCUM, Mac? Have you even logged in since 1.0?
I have.
What are your thoughts? I have mixed feelings about it. Very mixed feelings. I don't hate it, but I sure don't love it.
My thoughts are that I don't have the extensive background with it like you guys do, so yeah, it's fine.
Fair enough. That's a standard Mac response. That's fine. Yeah, cool.
It seems to me that it's a lot stingier with loot than it used to be.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. I
Yeah.
noticed that.
Like I did a bunker and I
Oh.
got like 2 guns.
Oh shoot, give me a sec. I have a phone call I have to take, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh my god, I answered the phone and then they put me on hold. This is gonna piss me off. Be
Oh,
right back.
who does that?
Ghillie suit did nothing.
Oh my gosh.
It's the VA. Be right back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call someone, put them on hold.
Welcome
like
to the
such a-
Department of Veterans Affairs. Okay, I'm back, guys. God damn it. I answered and immediately got put on hold.
That's such a power move.
I know. They're like, we'll talk to you, but only when we really want to talk to you. That's so
Yeah, they're like,
stupid.
hello, Mr. Lethal Nova. You're like, yeah. And they're like,
You want to know the best
good,
part?
we'll let you know when we're ready.
That's not even the best part. It's not even the best part. The best part is it was a bot. It was a bot. Like I was on hold. I got that stupid background music that's everywhere, and then a bot answered like, "Hello, this is the Texas Department of Veterans Affairs calling about your next appointment." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I just got put on hold by a bot when I. Oh, thank you, VA, for never change VA, because where would we be without moments like this? God
Comedic
damn it.
gold.
It's just.
I got an email from Canada's VA.
How'd
Because they just
that
do
go?
everything by email.
Yeah, which is,
Well,
it's
they
2025.
sent emails to be like, hey, log into our like secure server and check your messages.
Kind of
Cool.
sounded like a threat, but yeah.
I mean, that's the verbiage I would use if I was in charge. Be
Do
like,
it
listen, idiot.
now.
Like, you want your benefits? Log into our website.
It's funny because the veterans would be totally used to it too. They probably wouldn't even notice. They'd be like, "Listen here, fuck face," and then they probably just would go in one ear and out the other, and they'd be like, "Okay," you know what I mean? Like at least in the United States, they would not. I wouldn't care. I'd be like,
I feel like it would
whatever.
depend which type of veteran they were.
Fair. That's a fair point. I wouldn't care. I would just be like, "Hey, as long as you do what I need you to do, I don't care."
They'd
Like,
be like, man, that's a bold way to talk to me.
like, hey, as long as you do a good job, whatever, I guess. But yeah, I guess that's true. Some vets are like really, I don't know. You get like an old like first sergeant.
Or like an old Air Force like clerk.
Yeah, they'd be
You're
like,
this
"Oh
is
my,
face," and be like, oh my lord.
oh my lord," yeah. And it's funny because I got a call from an army recruiter the other day, and I was like, I sent my info to you guys like 4 years ago, and he was like, "Really?" And he was like, "I'm just going down the list," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm like qualified for military service anymore." I was like, "But I was interested in doing the Oscar 9 whiskey program." He was like, "Yeah, but that's reserved for people who've already served." And I was like, "Yeah, I was in the Marine Corps for 5 years," and he was like, "Wait, really?" And he's like, "It says here you were in high school," and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know who's in charge of your list, but that was like 11
The
years
original
ago."
list.
Like, what are you doing, dude? Like,
You know,
make
I
sure-
get it. I worked in recruiting for a little while, like maybe a year or two. I don't remember. It was a long time ago and really unremarkable. But I definitely remember that, like, pretty early on, I was going through the recruiting office and I was like, okay, I'm gonna tackle like this mess and sort everything out and
Oh, excuse me.
like start fresh. And I found like milk crates full of just old files from like people who I remember applying with. It was like,
like, oh,
this fuck-
hey,
like,
hey,
it's
buddy.
like no wonder you never got in, man. Like
They just never
you-
got to you. It just
yeah, like you
didn't
applied
happen.
and they just like put your
Or-
file in a box and just left it.
Yeah, and it was so funny too because like I had this one like corporal call me from like the National Guard, and she was like, "Hey, is this blah blah blah?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And I was like, how can I help?" Oh God, hold on, NPCs, several NPCs.
Whoa, where'd you go?
Oh, guns, lots of guns.
Where'd you go?
Oh my God. Go to the airfield. I thought you were behind me. But anyways,
No,
she was saying I was interested in talking to you about careers in the United States Army, National Guard. I was like, oh, that's awesome. She was like, well, we have different like programs for like new recruits and stuff like that. She was like, have you ever shown interest in the military? And I was like, well, I was a sergeant in the Marines for a little while there. And she was like, oh, she's like, well, I don't really have anything for you. And then she was like, good luck. And then she just like hung up. And I'm like, lady, I don't care like that you hung up, but like if you did that to somebody that was actually interested, they probably would just like lose interest entirely after that. I need help, chicken.
Yeah, to my thinking, neither of you fall into that category. There's your like,
oh my god,
forever butthurt veterans, you know?
I know, right? I always like humor them because
the classic like angry Facebook veteran where it's like, I don't have anything for you, and they'd be like, well, bye, like I already did my duty, you know, all that kind of garbage that goes here.
Yeah, they get all angry about it. I just thought it was funny because I was like, how do you even have me listed as a high schooler? Like, you guys literally have my birth date. Oh, they just gave up. That's amazing. Like, how do you guys not look at that and be like, oh yeah, this is definitely not a high school student? I feel like that's the first thing you could see. Like, my name, date of birth, like, address, and phone number.
You guys know that Billy Madison was a movie, and people in their, like, late 20s can't actually be in high school, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, I'm safe. They can't hurt me. I'm invincible right here. There's nothing they can do.
Well, I guess you could do, I don't know, high school, like, equivalency stuff.
Thank you. Very true, but, like, still, like, you're a high school recruiter calling somebody that's, like, you know, their late 20s. It's like, that's a significant difference, though, because, like, the GED program in, like, what is it called? Like, I don't remember what they call it, for vets who are, like, they don't have a degree, or not a degree, but a diploma. Oh my god,
well,
are you kidding me?
How are you a vet without a diploma?
You can get a GED.
I mean, now you can. Before it was like 13 credits plus the GED.
Before that, it was literally just the GED. You didn't even need credits. Hey, there's a plane here. I'm gonna steal it. I got shot.
Who's Russians?
Is there like education requirement for the military in Canada?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, no. It's like some of high school.
Okay.
I think it's half of grade. It's like it's either half finished grade 10 or half finished grade 9. I don't remember.
Oh, that's not bad. So,
do you guys...
what you're saying is Ricky could have joined the military.
I thought he only ever finished grade 8.
No, he got his grade. He because when he first went back to high school, he was trying to get his grade 10.
Okay.
So definitely, I think he could have joined the military. Good for Ricky.
Well, Ricky... I mean, based on his education, but.
Oh yeah, but the fact that he's
the rest of Ricky.
Yeah, the several felonies. Yeah, probably not.
Felonies don't automatically discount. Well, I mean, I don't know about current stuff because I haven't been involved in recruiting in a long time, but when I was doing it, felonies weren't automatic.
Calling my daily pack. But yeah, they weren't automatic. Yeah, in the U.S. they're automatic. Like you felony in the U.S.
They would look. They would look at what your criminal record was.
Fair enough.
I don't even know somebody who applied for law school a bunch, but I don't even know if we distinguish like felony and misdemeanor. I don't think we do.
I just found it. It's just
it's just like criminal offenses and.
So there's a distinction between like violent and non-violent, or like.
I think it's just like you have a criminal record, and whatever you're doing with your criminal record will evaluate, like,
as it
what
comes,
is it for?
Like case by case. I feel like that's a better system, because like I know some people.
Like I knew people with criminal records. I knew lots. We had one of our COs. One of our COs used to call us the penal platoon because we had like 8 guys with records. Nice,
real nice. You know, it's crazy. I had a buddy who, like at my first unit, he was on my first. Oh shit! I'm gonna shout it again. God, leave me alone. My first FIST team. He tried to join as an officer and they wouldn't let him because he had a DUI on record. But I want to make the distinction, like the case by case basis is like, that's why I wish it was the same for us, because his grandma lived 2 doors down, right? And she needed to park her car at their house because they were getting ready to go on the trip and they were going to work on her car, right? And they were like, oh yeah, we're going to leave. We're going to make sure your car's good before we go. Well, while they were working on the car, as many individuals do, they were having a couple beers. So when they finished, like, checking and cleaning out all the stuff and making sure she had everything she needed in the car, he drove it 2 houses down to his house, and a police officer, like, pulled up and got him for drunk driving. And he was like, I moved the car, like, 60 feet from my grandparents' house to my parents' house, and I've had 2 beers. And he was like, well, that's driving under the influence of alcohol. Congratulations, you have a DUI. And he was barred from becoming an officer.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I feel like that's
on the one hand. On the other hand, what do you call it? I never. Hold on, I gotta think of the right words. This is not a like. It was right that he got a DUI. This is a like good thing he didn't end up being an officer, because I wouldn't wish being an officer on anyone.
It's like nothing against him for having a DUI, but yeah, I have 0 aspirations to be an officer. Yeah, and like,
yeah.
He's an officer now, but he had to serve 4 years active duty, and then he had to get like a case manager, and he had to do like this appeals process, and it was crazy. And it took him like 5 years total to finally become an officer. And I'm just thinking, like, you know, there are worse people
than he would be if he had just gone straight in, though.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, he's a good guy, but like, he'll never see this, and even if he does, I'm just being honest, homie, like, he wasn't the best Marine. Yeah, he wasn't the best Marine. Like, he was a good guy, he was smart, he just did not give a shit, like, at all. He was a banker.
If I was a nicer person, I would hate hate having good guys be bad coworkers. But like, I'm not that nice of a guy deep down, so it's like, yeah, nerd.
Yeah, so, I mean, Chicken and I have several friends from the Marines that we think they're great guys, but, like, dear God, I hope I never have to serve with them again. Like, if I was back in the military and I was there with them, I'd be like, please no. And again, they're great guys, just, ugh. Former.
See, I was lucky that I was lucky to have been an infantryman because of the simple, well, a lot of reasons, because the infantry rocks, but also, like, that simple fact of, I just made the assumption that at least 3/4 of my people would be terrible soldiers, and just like rolled with it.
Yeah, they're all just gonna be awful. So let's just start there.
It's like you're probably all bad people and bad soldiers, because like you have to learn how to read in this profession. You really just have to be able to see color and have a pretty good understanding of like space around you.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh God. There is a motorcycle here. It's got an engine. It's got a battery. It just needs a rear wheel and a seat. I think there's a seat right here. No, that's Ranger lights. Do you have a gas can by chance, Chicken? I don't think Chicken's with us. And if he is, he's muted.
Oh yeah, I was muted. The question
Were you
is,
talking?
do you have a gas can? Yeah, because I was saying I know one of the names that you were talking about.
Yeah, we've talked about him before. Great guy, hilarious to talk to, fun to hang out with, but dear God, working with him was genuinely dangerous. Like, it was a hazard, right? So again, great guy. Just come on. I don't want to put on a Marine Corps uniform with him again. It just would not be fun. Especially now. I have way less patience now than I did when I was younger. I feel like if I was a sergeant again right now, I would be way less forgiving than I was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, I feel like if I was a sergeant again, I also would be less forgiving. I wasn't even a sergeant that long ago.
Yeah, I was pretty chill too. Like,
well, when I worked on as an instructor, they called me the Candyman because I was pretty nice. Chill.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
they would always send people. They'd be like, "Yeah, this troop just keeps failing their assessments." So hey, Mr. Candyman, do your thing, as if I was like a really gentle marker. like, I wasn't. I failed a lot of people.
You're like, yeah, but I
I'm just always smiling and I
let
don't
them down
yell at people,
softly.
so they're like,
yeah.
And sometimes not even that softly. I remember there was this chick, and I was like her absolute last chance on a course, and failed.
Oh
And she's
gosh.
like in tears, and we're having like the one-on-one debrief, and she's like in tears, and she's like, "Oh, I asked one of the other instructors, and he said that would be fine." And she's like crying, and I'm like, "Stop! Like you're telling me that one of my instructors taught you the wrong thing. Stay." And I just like went out of the room, and I went about, I'm like, "Hey man, I said you taught her the wrong stuff." And like having a copy, and he's like, "I did not." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, because it was like the type of fail that nobody does."
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
with that,
That's
they're like,
understandable,
okay, crying
though.
is not how you accomplished anything. Now I'm questioning your integrity because you're besmirching my other instructors. Like I was the senior instructor, like you're besmirching like my team, which is a very low, like very poor integrity. It does not make me want to like extend any further courtesies. And stop crying because it's not what we do here.
Yeah, like yeah, this is whoa. What the hell?
The only thing where I just kind of was like an extraordinarily easy marker was on like foot drill.
Oh, just like
basically if you didn't fuck it up super badly, you were passing a drill test that I was administering.
Yeah, you were gonna look too heavily into it.
Yeah. It's like I'm very, for my whole career was very vocal that I thought drill was stupid and a waste of training time. And it's not like I was bad at it. Like I was quite good at foot drill.
You just didn't see the hubbub.
Yeah, like it's like at basic, it's probably in the top 3 in terms of time dedicated to a subject. It's probably top 3. Like you spend so much time on it, and we would rarely do it. Especially like when my unit was spearheading the training. It's like, yeah, we could make you guys like form up and march somewhere, or we could make you bring all your fighting order and we'll like run there because we're soldiers.
We run places.
And I just felt like it was always time, energy, and money that could have been better spent on effective soldering.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like it should still exist, but yeah, it has so much time is spent on it. So much time is spent on it. But I would agree. And like I don't know. I coming from the whole being like nice kind of thing, I think I was really relaxed with Marines who weren't mine, right? Like if we had like new Marines who were like good to have their stuff together, I'd be like, oh yeah, cool, you got your stuff together, that's what matters. Sweet. But if we had like corporals coming through one of my courses and they sucked, I made it very clear that I did not like them. And I'm like, dude, you're a corporal or you're a sergeant, like why are you this bad? You know what I mean? Like I didn't have any patience for that kind of thing, if that makes sense. But like if it was my Marines too, like I was pretty chill with my Marines. You know, and the only time like I couldn't, it was be like because we're in a setting where it's like we have to be, you know, keep up appearances and this and that, and at the same time like if they messed up, which they did a lot, that was the only time I was really an asshole. And they and I'm not just talking about like little mess ups here and there, like legal troubles and like getting in trouble for like sneaking out and like getting caught with like girls in their rooms or pretending to be like a foreign national in a different country outside of curfew. Like they weren't small screw ups where I would get pissed off, and then they would be like, "Well, you didn't cut me a deal or anything like that." And I was like, "What deal could I cut you? We're in a foreign country right now. There are no deals to be cut. Like it's not my rules." You know what I mean? Like you got caught. Like there's nothing I can do. You know, stuff like that. But like on the day to day, it was like just be a Marine and follow the Marine rules, and then you'll be fine. We had some guys who were major assholes where they would be like, "Don't look at me." Like we had this like staff sergeant who would be like, "Unless you've deployed and killed 3 people, like don't look at me, don't talk to me." He's like, "Unless you have to for work." Where did I get shot from? What? He shot me through a wall? Are you kidding me? But yeah, we had guys like that. And I'm thinking like that is such a stupid ass way to like be an NCO. don't talk to me unless you've deployed and killed like 3 people. Like, I don't know. I don't know where people get off like getting egos like that. And I'm thinking like, I don't even know if like you meet that criteria or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what it's
I'd
like
be
in
pretty
Canada.
skeptical of anybody who told me they killed 3 people.
Oh yeah, and then we'd have guys who joke about it. Like we had
The people I know who killed the most people did not often talk about how many people they killed. I knew one guy. It was funny because like we ended up being really good friends. But when I was like a new guy and I didn't really know him, I was talking to one of my sergeants and I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, like, did you learn anything when you were working with that guy? I was like, I don't know. He's kind of a weird dude, eh, Sergeant? And he's like, you know what, man? I'd be pretty careful the way I talked about somebody who's killed as many people as that guy has. And like years later, I was talking to, and like years later, by the time I was really good friends with this guy, I was talking to him, and he's like, almost. Oh, I was asking him if he knew anything, like had any sort of first-hand experience with a certain weapon that,
Damn, I got hit.
with what was it, hedge rounds for the for the Carl Gustav. I was like, hey, you know anything about hedge rounds? I'm trying to look them up in the manuals, and I'm like, there's nothing really in here. Like, do you know any resources about like hedge rounds? And he's like, resources, no. He's like, but he's like, I remember this one time in Afghanistan. I'm like, oh my god.
Like right on.
He's like, it wasn't quite a bunker, but like we did find a lot of fingers when we were done. Jesus, man.
Did find a lot. Oh, that's good. Yeah, and you know, we did have Marines who were in Fallujah. We had Marines who were in Marja, who had like really been in some like crazy stuff, and like they were always like really cool about it. Like I remember one of my favorite NCOs who was a sergeant when he got out, and was one of my favorite sergeants was like Zach and Pete. They were in Fallujah, and I think he was in, I don't remember where else he was, but he was just telling these stories like really chill, like, and like they never bragged about it. He was never like, oh my god, I'm so cool for it. He was just like, yeah, that happened. He was like, yeah. We're like, you know, he's just sitting around like some guy telling old war stories, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
And the same guy that told me that, like, was telling Marines, he didn't say that to me directly, but he was saying that to like other like newer Marines, like, don't talk to me unless you've deployed, blah blah blah, whatever. He was the same one that told me, like, you wear glasses. He's like, there's never been a good Marine in history that has worn glasses. And I'm like, that's just objectively false. Like, you know, in my mind instantly, I was like, it didn't make me intimidated. It didn't make me like, you know, offended. Like I didn't take it personally, but it made me not like him just because he was blatantly fucking incorrect. And what a stupid metric to base like someone's competency on. You know what I mean? So like instantly, he didn't have any credibility in my eyes after that anyways, you know? Like if you're gonna like try and throw your weight around, do it in a way that's reasonable. Like, hey, like these are my scores. This is my performance. This is how I stack up against everybody. So if you're going to come talk to me about this, it's because like I know what I'm talking about, which is fine. But like, I don't know. I don't have time for that stupid shit.
I just did a Google search of Medal of Honor Marines with glasses.
Oh yeah? Were there a lot?
Well, I mean, one popped right up because Google does its,
there you go. It's little
Google
AI
does its
thing.
like AI summary, so you only ever get one result on screen at a time.
Who popped up?
Kyle Carpenter.
Oh, see, there you go. I didn't even know he wore glasses, but that makes sense. But that's the thing. I'm like, oh, like, how are you an adult? Is like also, in my mind. That's what popped
AI
up.
This overview is incredible, like incredibly written.
Yeah, they're getting really good. They're getting really good.
There's a blood moon.
While your query specifies Marines with glasses in relation to the Medal of Honor, there's no specific information connecting Medal of Honor recipients' glasses with their award. However, Kyle Carpenter, Medal of Honor
glasses with their award. Glasses.
You receive the medal for his actions in Afghanistan when he shot a fellow Marine from a grenade blast. While the image of him wearing glasses is prevalent, it is important to remember that his heroism and the Medal of Honor were awarded for his actions, not for wearing glasses. Yeah, I probably could have figured that out, Google, but
oh my god, really, that's so
really
funny.
Ran with
that's so funny.
With the prompt.
Yeah, you really like made sure to include the full detail of what you were asking, which I think that's just great.
gas cans on the ground.
Zeroed in on the last part there.
Thank you, chicken. I'm recovering from a gunshot wound. That is hilarious. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. Thank you for that little gem, Google. Oh my god, I'm gonna get shot again.
Yeah, thank you, Google.
Dude's
Son of a
freaking
bitch.
NPCs got messed up by one of the mechs.
I think the plane blew up. I got
Oh,
shot
no.
again. Would they just stop shooting me? I just want them to stop shooting me. I just want to get in the plane and leave. What is this? Probably gonna have to get naked.
Hell yeah.
Who doesn't want to
There's a
fly a
blood-
plane naked? The
There's
blood
a
moon,
blood
yeah.
moon in game.
Yeah, I think that's why everything's such a pain in the ass right now. I don't know. Like, it's just... I understand, like, probing, like, new Marines and stuff just to see, like, what they're all about. Like, I get that, but, like, I was never all about, like, being a dick or hazing people, you know? Because, like...
Yeah, I remember when I was not, like, super new, but when I was still a private, I definitely, like, won over a friend when he was doing his little probing thing. Like, we had just done, like, a big company range, and, I got, like, top shot in the company, and I was, like, some random nobody who, like, none of the NCOs knew who I was. And this, like, this corporal, he'd been to Afghanistan, I think, a couple times. He like, comes up, he's like, a pretty good shot. Like, think you're pretty good? I'm like, I don't know, you did all right. And he's like, oh, I wonder how you deal with somebody. He's like, wonder how you deal with somebody, or like, wonder how you deal with, like, there's someone shooting back. It's like, okay, who was shooting at you on the range test? Like,
yeah, who was shooting at you on the range test? Fair enough. Fair enough.
him and his buddy just started laughing, and then we were buddies.
Yeah,
Well, then I didn't really like the guy, but turns out when your introduction to somebody is kind of just being a dick, they don't like you, right?
Well, yeah. Well, we had one guy that I still hated. Like, even, like, I still hate him to this day. Like, he was a massive prick. But, like, they would, like, give these stupid, like, you know, headless chicken, like, tasks to people. And it would be like, hey, find this piece of information. Or, you know, like, the headlight fluid and stuff. Most Marines weren't stupid enough to fall for those ones. But, like, they're like, hey, find the diameter of a Mark 77 firebomb. And it's, like, a really obscure, hard-to-find piece of information. Not anymore. You probably just Google it now, and AI will be like, yeah, here you go. But at the time, like, it was just not something you could just look up, right? So I went through all these different publications on, like, munitions and air-to-ground and, like, everything and, like, J-fires and all this different stuff. And I found it. I was like, all right, here's the dimensions of a Mark 77 firebomb. So next day he asked everybody, nobody, like, cared. One dude was freaking out, and he was like, oh yeah, I think I got it. And he was like, well, I pulled up an image, and then I got the height of the aircraft, and then, like, I just compared the height on a grid to, like, estimate the size of the bomb based off of the known height of the aircraft and a photo of it. And I'm like, okay, Jesus Christ. And he was wrong. So he answered it, and he was wrong. He was like, okay, whatever. And then the other guys... nobody answered it. They're like, yeah, we don't know. And they were like, I don't know, Corporal. I don't know, Corporal. Then, oh, god damn it. I just got one tap. But anyways, he came up to me, and I answered the question. I don't remember what the answer was. I was like, yeah, the diameter is like this many millimeters. And he was like, holy shit. And then he just walked away. And he just never said anything after that. Like, he never brought it up again. And I was like, what a monumental waste of time. I was like, I spent hours looking for this piece of information. And he just walked away. And the same guy, when we were doing, like, a test, like, they're called proficiency reviews, like, boards, right? Where we have to do our job, like, under pressure and stuff like that. He, like, I was, like, doing 9 lights and stuff. And he just walks up to me and he kicks my chair over while I'm sitting in it, like, screaming at me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, you were doing too well. You needed some more pressure. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, dude, like... If I'm doing it well, and I'm doing it better than, like, the people around me, just let me do it. You know, like, don't be a dick. Like, that's not gonna make me better. Like, focus on bringing other people... I don't know. I hated that son of a bitch. But it's, like, those stupid little games like that, and it's, like, that's not gonna make people respect you or look towards you for leadership. It's just gonna make them think, like, one, I hate throwing this word around, but insecure. And two, Because I feel like that is a big part of insecurity, is trying to like, I have to prove myself to these people that are like new. You know what I mean? And then the other part is like, you're just an asshole. Like, why would I waste my time doing anything for you if you're gonna treat me like shit? Especially then nothing came of it, because I was like, okay, why is this a relevant piece of information to know? Because at the time I was naive and I'm like, okay, this diameter of the firebomb is gonna be relevant to my job. It wasn't. It wasn't at all. And I actually completed the task. And like the idea is like, yeah, no one's gonna be able to complete it. So it's like, what do you do if somebody actually manages to complete it? So like, what's the goddamn point? I don't know if you ever did anything like that, Mac, but the most I ever did was like, don't get me wrong, we did screw with people to ensure like they weren't idiots, but it was like in always a very professional, relevant to their duties way. Oh shit. Oh, the nudity filter's not working. That's not good. Oh, I think Mac's muted. I'm gonna have to chop this body up.
How long was I muted for?
I have no idea. That my entire story just now about like the firebomb and the getting my chair kicked over and stuff.
I wasn't talking very much, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, so not very
myself.
long. Not very long.
We didn't really mess with people that often. Well, that's not true. We did mess with people quite often.
You're like,
Usually we were applying more psychological pressure than was required, as opposed to like just giving them stupid work to do.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, there are times. Oh, I'm so sick of these goddamn mechs. I can't leave. They shoot me through the walls. But we got in a lot of trouble one time. I
remember there was one time when we were ordered to give the troops an incredibly stupid task. Like the order came down from, I don't know what level, at least it came down from at least the company level. I was at a school and we were teaching a course, an instructor course, and we were the only course. It was during COVID, so we were the only course on base. There was like us, a couple of like random admin and like clerical people, and like the kitchen staff was it. And the instruction was like, in your afternoons and evenings, we want you to use your troops for a grounds beautification project. We're like, that sounds stupid. God. What do you want us to do? And they're like, okay, so the parade square, which was just, like basically a parking lot. They're like, you can tell, like you can see it's a pretty rough shape, so we're gonna make it look a little better. We want you to pull all the weeds that are growing up through the cracks. Like, that is so stupid.
What a monumental waste of time.
Oh, yeah. It's like the stuff you hear about, like what they used to do back in like the 80s. When it's like, yeah, we got this big army in case we have to fight Russia, but also like it's a peacetime army, so they would do stuff like cutting grass with scissors and rulers.
Really stupid stuff like that.
But like that was usually stuff you hear about as like punishment. Like this dude didn't show up to work for like a day. Like they could have sent him to jail, but instead they gave him a much worse punishment of like, you were going to mow the lawn by hand with scissors.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm being chased by a mech. Chicken, look in the sky. I'm sorry, Mac. I'm listening. Well, yeah, like, and again, stupid tasks like that, I really hated. Like, if I needed people to do busy work, like, they were just being stupid, and, like, I just needed to keep them occupied while I was doing something that was, like, needed to be done, I would just, like, alright, go clean all the maps off, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the maps need to be cleaned.
If I really needed busy work, I would be like, hey, grab your weapons and grab the weapon cleaning kits and clean your weapons. You'd be like, oh, we cleaned our weapons like last week. You'd be like, yeah, and you'll clean it again, because like, you're not clean.
Just sending them to the armory and shit. Yeah, 100%. But like other guys would be like,
anybody here who thinks that I can't find dirt on their weapon, like, if I can't find dirt on your weapon, you can go home. You can just go home. I don't care.
Yeah,
and everybody would just start cleaning. Like, nobody would ever test it.
Yeah, they're just like, we'll just go.
First of
Well,
all, I'm gonna find dirt on your weapon, and
it's gonna happen.
Absolutely did not have the authority to send dudes home during work, but
yeah, whatever, right? Well, I mean, some guys would be like, I just don't want to deal with the troops today because like we had to do like some admin bullshit, or we had to do planning, or we're like doing pre-deployment like strat movexes. Welcome, Mamba. How's it going, man? And like, they would be like, they would do really stupid shit, like have them like go in the other room, and they're like, all right, we're gonna like do discipline tests on you, like you're gonna hold this and like above your head for as long as you can, like you're not allowed to put it down until I get back. And they're like, it's an integrity thing, we'll know if you put it down. And they would do shit like that. I'm like, you're such an asshole for doing that, you know, especially to like the really young new privates, you know. It's like discipline training, like what are you even talking about? Like that's not a thing. Like, I don't know. Like, I hated stuff like that. Like, that's just stupid. That's just so dumb.
oh yeah.
Oh my god. And sometimes I would just have them do training sketches. I'd be like, okay, you're gonna go make a training sketch of, like, this area of the base. And they'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, just come back at Chow. You have to have it done by then. And then, like, they would do it. And then I'd actually evaluate it and give them, like, quality feedback on their train sketches. And it's like... Yes, it was to keep them busy, but it also was valuable. In my opinion, it was valuable. Given the nature of our job, you know?
Yeah. Really, what comes to mind is one good instance of, like, I'm just going to use the word punishment because I'm not in the army anymore. Back then, I would have probably used a different word. But there was this dude, and you know what? Perfectly good dude, pretty good troop, but he'd been getting on my nerves for a while. He was getting a little too big for his britches.
Oh yeah, I hate it when people get like super cocky. Yeah.
I knew his brother, and I don't know how I knew the guy's brother. But I remember I was talking to his brother. I'm like, hey, like, what's this dude's problem? And he's like, oh, I don't know, but like, yeah, I wouldn't mess with it if I were you. And I'm like, well, that's great to hear from like a younger brother, but like, he is a private and I'm a sergeant, so I will absolutely do whatever I want.
Yeah, that's fair though.
Yeah, it's like we're at work one day, and the guys are doing like, we had like a modular kill house that we built one day, and you know, the guys were just practicing like kicking doors and stacking up and entering rooms. Like, it was pretty chill training. Like, we weren't going super hard. And like, this guy, apparently, instead of like going armory and drawing his weapon and like getting all his gear and training, he just like went and sat in the lounge instead. And I'm like, I come out of my office to go and like see how the troops are doing. And this guy comes up and he's like, hey, Sarge. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I'm kind of bored. I'm not really doing anything. Can I just go home?
Can I just go home? Yeah.
Like, cool. See, now if I liked the guy, and if there was nothing going on,
maybe
I'd have been like, I applaud you, absolutely, man, get out of here. But he was like in the midst of like fucking off our work.
Oh yeah,
like,
no.
I'm like, there's nothing going on and you're bored. I'm like, why aren't you trading? And he's like, I just feel like I'm pretty much good on that stuff. I was like, oh, okay, great attitude.
Well, we were doing IED,
and I was like, well,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, well, if you're good on this, I'm like, if you're good on urban warfare, which, like, okay, that's a bold one.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, how about I come up with some training that'll be beneficial for you? And he's like, all right, sure. So his training was, I gave him 249, and I gave him. We had like we had these two training boxes that were just basically sandbags. Like we just filled the box mags with sandbags to make them heavy. And I was like, okay, man, so there's a really valuable skill that you're going to need to really master as a machine gunner, and you're not actually ever trained it at any point in being a machine gunner. You kind of just have to figure it out and get good. So I'm going to give you a chance to practice reloading your machine gun and doing stoppage drills while you're actively pepper potting and doing like moving and shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So
how'd he take it?
I basically, he was chapped, I could tell. But then he spent the next like hour and a half basically like lunging around the building, doing reload drills nonstop. He did not ask to go home again.
Yeah, that's entirely fair though. That's entirely fair. We had IED lanes one time, right?
This guy ended up being a really good machine gunner though, because
well, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Then he became a good machine gunner, and he's like, yeah, that training guy. And he's like, I hated it, but he's like, it kind of helped. And because he said it kind of helped, it worked its way into like my regular routine for training dudes.
Oh, and SDAS, let's go.
I was like, all right, troops, you're getting pretty good at your machine gun drills. So for the next little while, we're just gonna do shuttle runs while reloading our machine guns.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's decent training. And we do the same thing. We do like shuttle runs. I guess we would also do like we call them Indian runs, right? They're not it's not the politically correct term now. I don't remember what they're called. They're called like I don't remember what they wanted us to change the name to. But anyways, we do stuff like that. Yeah, and it works. It 100% works. I did it, and it got me like good at using the radio while I was gassed and stuff, and like calling in reports while like I was like dying out of breath. So it works. But like on the contrary to something like that's valuable, we had IED lanes one time, right? And we were running IED lanes, teaching the new guys about like IEDs and like the 5 C's of like IED, like like reaction, right? So anyways, like we're just in this little like mock-up house, and it's not even a mock-up house, it's just an old empty barracks office building that nobody used, and we set up like fake IEDs in it and stuff, and we were trying to run them through it, and we're evaluating them on like, okay, so what are you doing now? And they'd explain it to us, blah blah blah. Well, one of the sergeants, no matter what they did, he kept failing them, and he thought it was hilarious. He was like, oh yeah, well, but this happens, but this happens. It was like he was playing like a game of like make believe or like Dungeons and Dragons or something, and I'm telling him like, dude, like this isn't a game. Like you're supposed to be teaching these people like skills that are gonna like save their lives one day. Like, what the hell are you doing? And he was like, well, they need to learn that like not everything's perfect like in the movies. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't mean like we're going to shit on their training and like because that's just gonna make them think it's pointless. So like they would clear a room, they would do everything by the books, they would find the IDs, they'd point them out, and they'd make little mistakes here and there, we'd correct them, and then they'd like give an overview of like the whole process, and then he would be like, all right, let's go to the next room, and they'd walk in the next room, and he'd be like, all right, an IED just went off like right behind you, and they were like, okay, they're waiting for an explanation as to what they did wrong, and he's like, there's no explanation, sometimes you're just not going to find them. And every time he did that, and I'm like, why are you doing this? And he was like, again, like his explanation was just to essentially fuck with them, and like I don't know, it's just again shitty NCOs.
And it is true, like yeah, sometimes you're not gonna like that's true, but
yeah,
sometimes they are gonna find them.
And immediately we had a Marine, like, which I knew this was gonna happen. He was like, so why like even bother? Like, he was like, if we're this detailed every time, and he was like, and we're gonna go into like these rooms and like there's many as like you say they are, he's like, why don't we just like level buildings and stuff instead of going in? And I'm thinking like, yeah, and that's why. That's why you don't shit on them like actually learning something. I hear a mech or a oh, it's Chicken Stream. Is it still there?
And
came out of nowhere, about to die.
I remember whenever we were doing anything tactical, like any of our exercises or training, whenever we'd be getting like our orders from the platoon commander. Well, with the one platoon commander, was like the best.
Solid.
He'd be like, "All right, any questions?" And I was like, "Sir," because he put me in charge of the weapons, like the weapons section. I was like, "Sir, how about instead of doing your raid, we just form a base of fire and just blast the building to shit?" And he's like, "Well, no, like." He's like, thought about it, would love to, really not allowed to just blast buildings to shit all the time.
Be great.
I made sure to put that in my like proposals for.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny too because we were talking to IED lanes. Yeah. No, continue. My bad.
Oh no. Especially when we were doing training for like writing our own mission orders. Which like I don't know if you got into much of that.
For which?
Like writing orders and planning.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There's a part where it's like well, usually they'd be like, all right, like come back in whatever 2 hours, and I want you to give me a back brief and like present me your top 3 plans, like not like fully fleshed out sets of like detailed orders, but it's like just pitch me your best 3 plans, and I'll tell you which one is good. Like I'll tell you which plan you're gonna like you can do your orders for.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's funny because a lot of guys you didn't really, and definitely speaks to the quality of our training, but like a lot of guys would just be like, so my plan A is that we'll do a frontal attack, plan B is a left flank, and plan C is a right flank. And he'd be like, those are not 3 plans, that's 1 plan. And that plan is we'll attack it. So like come up with 2 more plans and come back to me.
That's fair.
And
the way to describe it, yeah.
Like attacking from a different direction is not a different plan, because like not at the like higher level, because he's like, I want you to achieve this objective. So I'd be like, okay, so my plan A is that I would love to just call in a fire mission. And he's like, yeah, not happening. Like fire mission, like we don't have our we don't have already denied. I was like, okay, so my plan B is to set up a base of fire and blast the shit. And he's like, okay, maybe. And like, he's like, what's your plan C? I'm like, plan C is that we really painstakingly like advance into this position, get in a big close quarters tangle, take a bunch of casualties. He's like, don't say it like that.
Well, I mean,
he's like, do plan C, but don't say it like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's good. Like, it's actually genuinely like, good feedback, right? And that's like back to like the ID thing.
Yeah, like, well, I'm gonna frame it this way to you, sir. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna tell that to the troops.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just go and say that. Yeah, that makes sense. And like, that's what I like kind of mean with IEDs, like shit. Like again, like the way he was kind of screwing them over by like, oh, you can't win no matter what, is like a really shitty message to send people. But like, it's pretty funny because on the back end of like when we went to the training before we were going to teach other people exactly like what we needed to teach them for the IED lanes, like pre-deployment, we were asking questions of like this old salty guy from Vietnam, and he was the IED instructor. Like he like was a demo expert. Like he had like a degree, like an associate's degree.
About booby
traps. Yeah. Like when we first really started running into booby traps in Vietnam, right? And we're like, so what would you do in this situation? He'd be like, well, do we have a bulldozer in this situation? And I'm like, I was like, right on, sir. But like in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, let's be realistic. And then like we look at like what Marines did, like in Fallujah and stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's what we did. They told us a story of like there was this building, there were like a lot of IDs and stuff, and they're like, well, there was like a NOTAM, like there are no civilians in the area, so like, whatever happens. They're like, yeah, we know this building is rigged. Like these guys are like, they're here to die essentially. They're here to die fighting us, right? So this compound is there. They're getting shot at from it. They're about to breach it, and like one guy gets like shot and stuff, right? So they're like, screw that. They brought up a Miklik. And they fired a Miklik over the building and just detonated it. Like that building and the 2 buildings behind it, they just leveled it from top down using like the 1,000 pounds of C4 in a Miklik. And I was like, that's one way to clear out a house from IEDs. Like, you're trying to rob the place. You never have to clear a house of IEDs if there is no house, and that's really honestly big brain thinking. You know what I mean? And then we told him like, okay, so like if you don't have Mikliks and stuff like that, he's like exhaust all your options if you can. And he said like a lot of the times, like when I was interviewing like Marines about how they handled this stuff in like, urban warfare, like again, Iraq and Afghanistan, he was like, do you have a tank? And we're like, okay, sure, yeah, a tank doesn't have to really worry about small IEDs, but they can drive through walls and shit. And an anti-personnel IED is not going to hurt a tank at all. So he was like, just drive the building over, just plow through it. And
make the tanker really mad.
Yeah, make a tanker really mad. Get the tanks. Yeah, but like that's what he was saying. Is just like, yeah, do the most drastic thing you can afford to do. And I'm like, that's reasonable, right? That's reasonable. But we can't teach it doctrinally. So I'm thinking like the guy instructing the instructors is giving us advice that's really good, but we're not allowed to teach it to other people because like it's like it makes too much sense. And I guess it's a misuse of gear, right? Or something. I don't know.
I
But
feel
like,
like the way they should train you to like employ the Nicklick is like not actually train you on how to employ it, but just tell you what it does. Be like,
and
by the way, you have this thing that does this. Use it from time to time.
yeah, like an old game, you'd be like, you'll know when to use this. It'll feel
Although
right.
from everything I've like read and heard about Nicklicks, it sounds like that's pretty much how they ended up anyways. It's like, yeah, this is what it's for, and this is all the amazing things that it was actually used for.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're used to like clear mines, like make like mine clearing line charge, right? So it's like
Yeah.
technically you're clearing anti-personnel mines, just they're in a building. Like technically that's well within its designated use. It wouldn't make people happy if they heard you did that, but like, you know, hey, mission accomplished. All right, chicken, I'm gonna sell this like vehicle. Do you need a vehicle repair kit?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna go sell this then. Well, you know what? I'll keep it. You need a ride? Because I want to go to hit some drops to try and get a key card.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a ride back to your truck actually, because I got it stuck on a fence.
Oh, okay. Well, on my way back. What's up, Bozo?
We need a ground vehicle though to unlock it.
Were you by the air base? Airfield?
Yeah, we're at the B2 airfield.
Also by the airfield, but I am in a different game.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to chop these trees down. What are you up today, Mumba? Oh my god, I need an axe. I'm just gonna buy an axe from the bot. I don't even care. Bozo, if you're ever in the military, don't look stupid. I'm not messing with you. Just don't look stupid. Just always
Don't
try and
what?
look cool, no matter what you do. Just
Don't look stupid.
Don't look stupid.
Okay.
As long
I'm
as
happy
you
to confirm that advice.
And don't look stupid trying to look cool.
Well, I mean,
Unless it works.
unless it works, yeah. Small job to go to
If
an
you end
errand.
up actually
Gotcha.
looking cool, then it's great.
Yeah. Well, the first things I learned when I went to like MESOC, which is Artillery Scum Observer course, right, was rule number 1 is don't get lost. Or no, rule number 1 is always look cool. Rule number 2 is don't get
Being a good
lost.
soldier's looking like a good soldier.
Right? Yeah, rule number 3 is if you do get lost, refer to rule number 1. So essentially just make sure you still look cool while you're figuring it out. Rule number 4 was be a good dude, and rule number 5 was don't be a bitch. And they were like, if you follow those 5 rules, it doesn't matter how many times you screw up in the military, people will always be willing to like give you a second chance. And I was like, you know, that's actually really solid advice for like literally anybody. In like not even just the military, just in general. Those 5 rules are pretty good, I think.
Rules for life. I just need to delete one of my websites.
I'm hitting that drop in B3. Anybody going for that? There's also another one in B2. I'm on my way back to you, chicken, but like I'm gonna go hit those drops. Actually,
recovered. But in the meantime, I'm just eating up some tortillas.
nice. We had a burger with some cheese earlier. Just a hamburger patty. Just real trailer park lunch.
Some tacos going on.
Tacos are good. You can't go wrong with tacos. I want to make some like quesadilla tacos soon. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about this, Mac. Like, what would you consider like the national dish of like Canada? Like, there's
Poutine.
nothing. Poutine, like, is it? It's a Canadian thing. That's fair. Okay, cool. Okay, next is
It's
gonna
really
be
like an Eastern Canada thing, but like, well, to get good poutine, you got to go east.
fair.
Right.
Well, northeast in the United States, like everybody's always talking about getting poutine. There's like this place, I don't remember the name of it, but it's like, is it like, you guys have Jim Hortons, right, in Canada? yeah, everybody's like, yeah, you need to go to Jim Hortons get some poutine, and I'm like, okay, cool. I live
Their poutine is disgusting.
fair enough, but I live 3,000 like miles away from most Jim Hortons in like Canada, so like, what what reference do I have of good poutine? So like,
You know which fast food place actually has my favorite poutine? Is Dairy Queen.
I'm pretty sure I could get it here too. Is
I don't know if all the
decent?
fast food places in the States would do that, because I know that a lot of fast food places will have like regional type menus. Like basically,
Oh yeah.
McDonald's poutine is really good. Dairy Queen poutine is my fave. Well, my favorite fast food.
Fair. Oh, I'll get juked, you big dumb idiot. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die! I mean, yeah, that makes sense. We have a lot of regional stuff here in the US too. Like New Mexico and Texas, you get like green chili cheeseburgers and stuff, like hatch chili and stuff. You can't get them anywhere else in the country. But I feel like
the executives would be like, "Yeah, this is designed for like the Arizonan palate."
Yeah, essentially. But I don't.
Yeah.
There's not really anything that I feel like is like a national American dish. I mean, I would say like burgers, right? People think Americans, they think like burgers, which is
just
like,
think like
that's
burgers,
fair.
and like
Yeah.
that's not even that helpful because burger is such a like
Widely
broad
used
thing.
term. Yeah, I mean, the hamburger sandwich is a very American thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it's American, invented in America, so that's fair. But like,
Good.
it's so popular everywhere else there. It's not like you could just like you could go to Europe and like understand what a good burger is. You know what I mean? So like, we don't have anything like poutine in like as a country. I don't think. Like off the
Well,
top of my
country's
head,
so
I don't
big
think.
and wide and diverse too.
Oh
be
yeah,
really hard
exactly. It would be hard to like bring
Like,
everybody
California's population is the same as Canada's.
together. Yeah, that's
really?
true. They all like
Yeah.
you guys all live within like 2 miles of the United States as well, right? So
I know you're exaggerating, but I think literally like 90% of Canadians are within 100 miles of the border.
yeah, you guys are like right on us all the time, which makes sense, like given the geography of it all. But like, it's just funny to think about. Like, and I was only thinking about that
Yeah,
because
it's
Canada.
like that's one way of saying it. You could also explain it as like 90% of Canadians have gotten as far south and away from the North Pole as they could.
Without getting into the U.S. Yeah, 100%.
Because the further north you go, just north sucks. It's pretty, but it sucks.
Yeah, it's cold and dead. Maybe not dead, but cold. Definitely cold. Why did I take off my quiver? That was weird. But I was asking because like Canada Day, right? Because like out here, like state fairs and stuff, like they'll be like, oh yeah, this is our state like dessert. This is our state dish. This is our state like fruit or vegetable. Do you guys have anything like that? I guess like dessert wise or like outside of poutine. B3 bunker. I found a key card.
Like nationally, I don't know. And like I live on the West Coast, and like the national identity when the further west you go, it starts to be more like
French.
Well, classic patriotic, but the further west you go, the more the national identity is just like, yeah, we're Canadians, sure.
Yeah, sure. Fair. Oh, I found a katana, and I already have a katana. Does anybody want a katana?
Like maple trees don't grow here, but sure, yeah, we're Canada just like everyone else. No, maple trees do grow here, but like you're not getting maple syrup from the West Coast.
Yeah, there's way more maple syrup produced in the United States than there is in Canada. Like there always has been more produced, from what I understand, just like by virtue of Americans like monetizing it and industrializing it a lot sooner than Canada did. So like, I don't know if it's true to this day, but I learned like back in the day that was true. So like, I don't know. I don't think of maple syrup when I think of Canada. I think of maple leaves, obviously, but not really syrup.
Well, I mean, hard not to, right?
Yeah, it's like your flag, but I don't know. I was talking to Chicken about this too. I asked him like,
because I don't think of America when I see like a bald eagle, because
they're
sure we
Canada.
have way more of them.
Yeah, there's so many like Rocky. Well, there's tons. Yeah, in just all over North America. You know, so makes sense. I mean, it's funny because what Thomas Jefferson wanted it to be a turkey, and I was like, I'm so glad like somebody told him no, because if you've ever seen like a white like turkeys, they're dumb as shit. They're dumb as shit. Like, they are the dumbest animals I've ever seen in my life. Like, I hate turkeys for how stupid they are. Like, they make me mad.
It's
How
such
dumb
a
they are.
depressive position to take.
Turkeys are
What are
so stupid.
I was gonna say they're delicious, but I was
Oh,
never a
yeah.
big turkey fan.
I like turkey, but the turkey's got to be dressed up. It's like very bland by itself. It's not even like chicken, where it's like, oh yeah, you could have unseasoned chicken and you know exactly what it tastes like. Turkey has that a turkey flavor too, but it's like so much more boring.
Yeah, like however much work you would put into making a turkey good, I would rather just have put into a chicken, making it just like it's chicken.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know, Bozo. What about Florida? Is there like a neat like dish in Florida?
Alligator.
Alligator.
yeah,
I was
but
gonna
that's
say that.
Yeah.
Is that actually any good? Because there's
It just
places
tastes
up here
like
you can
chicken.
get it.
It's
Yeah, it just
like
tastes like chicken.
it tastes more like a sea, like not a sea chicken, but like you
Sea
kind of know
chicken.
not a sea chicken, but like a chicken, but like oh, it has a distinct taste to it too. It doesn't just taste like chicken.
I heard it was like
Kinda-
a seaweed, a little bit of like seaweed swampiness is how people described
Yeah,
it to
it's
me.
something like that because
They say it's like
like
it tastes like the swamp, whatever the fuck that means.
yeah,
Not sound appealing.
it like yeah, kind of like that because rabbit tastes like chicken, but it has like a earthy flavor because of the rabbit's diet.
I've never had rabbit.
I've not had rabbit in many, many years. My dad was a trapper when he was younger, and I grew up pretty far north. Well, like I was when I was a little kid.
So you got all the fresh stuff.
I don't have any memory of it, but my parents have told me that um, I like until I was at least 8 years old, the only time I ever ate like farmed meat would have been a special occasion.
Really interesting. Well, I mean that's cool though. At least you know it's like really healthy. It's not gonna like jack up like your endocrine system or anything like that. So that's like a plus. I mean, I don't think so. I grew up in New Mexico, right? So ours is chili, and it's worldwide known for its chili. Like it is literally known around the entire globe for it. So like that's what it's world famous for, right? But I don't think there's any like unique meat from back home. You know, like there's no like unique like meat or fish or like anything like that. I would say, and I mean Florida, like a lot of people
There's
in
a town
Louisiana
40 miles
eat
away
alligator
that called
too.
itself the salmon capital of the world.
Fair enough.
I don't know if it actually is because that's not
Bold
a possible
claim.
thing to be, but
Yeah, because salmon are like all over the place, but sure.
but I know that like when my dad basically if my dad want like well not even my if my mom wants
Father.
salmon for supper, my dad will just like take the boat out and go get
Go
one.
get a salmon.
Just, like
Yeah,
reliably,
big
he'll
ass
just
fish.
go get one.
Are they big all year round?
I think so. I do not care for fishing.
Fair
And
enough.
Speaking
I'll
of
say
those,
this for all the YouTube audiences. I've eaten so much salmon in my life that I could go without. I'm over it.
That's fair. That's
Um,
fair.
But like small salmon are still big fish.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, they're big ass fish, and people are like, oh yeah, you see bears eating them, but like then you realize how big the bears are, like how big a grizzly is, and then you're like, that fish is a
Like, wait,
big
that's a
ass
700
fish.
pound bear.
So that fish is massive. But yeah. What
And
were
like you know
saying?
how big eagles are, and you see eagles like swoop down. into
Oh
the
yeah,
birds.
yeah.
Like that fish is like like 2/3 of the bird's wingspan.
Yeah, we had a kid from, I have no idea where he was from, somewhere in like Eastern Europe. We went on a field trip to the zoo one day, and he was like, I had no idea eagles were that big. And we're like, yeah, they're like the size of us children. Pretty impressive, actually, to see them like really up close. But like, I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody out there like eating eagles. Like, yes, you're not supposed to. It's incredibly illegal to do it. But like, I'm sure there are people that just don't care, you know? But like, we don't have anything special from like, oh, actually, no, New Mexico does have a lot of special stuff. Like, Texas sure as hell doesn't, though. Like, there's nothing special about the food in Texas, but like the barbecue. Texas barbecue is unparalleled, right? But like, I don't know if you could call it like, because that food can be prepared using the same ingredients elsewhere. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that comes to mind that's like uniquely Texan just before like people moved here. You know? I don't know.
No bison.
Bison, not really. I mean, maybe in Northwest
Unless
Texas.
it's,
That's more of a plains thing.
speaking of bison, it's National Bison Month. Bison Month, everyone.
Oh, time to go eat some
Lot.
beefalo burgers.
We have bison here too. Well, not here, but in Canada too, because the plains, you know, we've got our fair share of plains.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of bison. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so much better than beef. It tastes so good." I'm like, it just tastes like different beef.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
I believe it's probably, if you're like doing a lower fat diet, it's probably healthier than beef, but I don't know about better. In fact, I would argue the leanness makes it worse because fat is the good part.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You render all that fat and stuff. That's why I don't like rare steak, because like I want it to just be rendered out to the point where like all the fat's rendered, then it's like good, right? And I don't care about that whole like rare versus like well done versus whatever. I usually get mine like medium, right? But like I don't know. Like Bozo, how many alligators have you eaten is the next part of my question, because like is it really uniquely a Florida thing? Because everybody I know from Louisiana, and I actually know a weirdly high amount of people from Louisiana, all they do is talk about eating gator and like crawfish.
I mean, I've eaten some at restaurants, but I've never like gone to Everglades and gator hunted before.
Well, that's fair. You know, I've never killed a buffalo before, but I've eaten buffalo meat, so I understand that part. Like, but like, does everybody eat it a lot? I guess is my question. Like all the time. You know what I mean? Like, do you see it like all over the place? Because I've never been to Florida.
I don't really see it a lot in restaurants, no.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And sorry,
Depends where you go.
Depends where you go. Where would you find it more?
I
Like
think
in the Panhandle?
I'd have to go further south.
Further
No, not the
south?
Panhandle.
No, it's not over here. No.
More central, like Everglades
Yeah.
area, pretty much.
There.
I thought the Everglades were the Panhandle. Maybe I'm stupid.
No, the Panhandle is the Panhandle.
It's like, yeah.
I'm just region wise. Let me see. I need to.
The Everglades are in like the middle of central South Florida. South Central.
What, the Panhandle is Pensacola, right? Like Pensacola area?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more coastal.
It's not work.
Yeah, there's none of that in Pensacola. It's like no.
I'm trying to think. What else do you guys have down there? Like you guys, Florida's got pretty much everything that most of the states have, except for just the extras.
Lots of seafood.
Lots of seafood.
Fish.
I mean, I heard like anything on the West Coast you shouldn't eat though, just because the water is so dirty in the Gulf. That's what people say in Texas too. They're saying like don't get anything that came from the Gulf because it's just so unclean.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
that BP oil spill was like 20 years ago.
It's not even just the oil though. It's just the amount of just general like it's just so like fished and dirty and stuff. I don't know. Fair enough. I don't know. California, they don't have anything special either. Like I can't think of a single thing like type of food or anything that just makes me think California, like at
Cali
all.
burritos.
Nah, that's not a thing.
Mexican
They call them so their Cali burritos are like the New Yorkers calling an egg sandwich with bacon a bacon, egg, and cheese. Same thing that everybody else does and they have done for decades. They're just like, oh, it's ours because we gave it a name. Like, no, Cali burritos aren't a thing. They're not a thing. I don't care what anybody says. Cali burritos aren't real because like they're like, yeah, but we put fries in the burrito, and it's like, you know how many like Hispanic families have been throwing fries in burritos like all over like the Western Hemisphere for like the past like 100 years? Like it's not a California thing. You know what I mean? Like people call those Cali burritos, but Cali burrito doesn't remind me of California. I'm talking about like alligator to you guys. You know what I mean? There's nothing that comes to mind. And everyone's like gonna hate me for that, but like, I don't care. Like, fucking Calabritos, like, get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. That being said, though, the Calabritos at what was that like gut truck that was always in Pulgus? I remember I went with you and Fogel one day after the gym, like right before a leave block, and we got fat ass burritos.
Shit. Oh, Ramones. It's
Ramones. Oh my god, dude, those burritos were good as fuck. Oh my god, those burritos were good. I'd get like a beef Cali burrito with like sour cream, extra cheese. Oh my god, it was amazing.
Every burrito I've had like since getting out, like, and leaving freaking California, I could not find the burritos like anywhere else with what's it called? Their burrito type, I think is what, like, the Sinaloan like burrito, like it's like thin and stretchy, like
the type of tortilla.
Yeah, the tortilla.
They're butter tortillas. You can get them out here. It's hard to find them that big though. I don't know if they made their own or what. But dude, you'd go in the morning and that old lady was working there. She was awesome. She'd make those burritos huge. But
I always got steak and egg.
Steak and egg. I wouldn't get steak and egg. I would just get like egg and potato in the mornings. But yeah, like there are so many places where you think like, yeah, that food's from there. But like, I don't know. What's another like American thing, Mac, that you think when like it reminds you of America?
Food wise?
Yeah.
I don't know, the whole like Tex-Mex thing.
That's
or,
disappointing.
As it's here, Mexican food.
It's just Mexican food. Fair enough. Yeah, I hate Tex-Mex food. I hate it. Like the only Tex-Mex food, like I kind of
own thing.
I mean,
if I want Mexican food, and someone's like, "How about like Taco Bell?" I'm like, "No, I said Mexican food."
Well, yeah. So that's the thing. Like the only thing that kind of gets in the Tex-Mex category that I like is Taco Bell, and I really do like Taco Bell. But yeah, it's its own thing. You know what I mean? But like any non-Taco Bell like Tex-Mex restaurant that like calls himself Tex-Mex, oh god, no, hell no. But like, what was I gonna say? Shit. That's a Canadian thing I've wanted to try. Because in multiple TV shows from Canada, they've mentioned something called moon mist.
Oh,
what?
Moon mist. And I guess it's like ice cream. And it's like a special flavor that you can only get in Canada. They don't export it either. I think that's what it's called. Let me look it up.
Oh, I don't doubt you. It could be like again a Go East thing.
Sounds like a version of Dippin' Dots or whatever those are called.
Let me look it up. Yeah. Oh, Dippin' Dots are amazing. So it says they're from Nova Scotia.
Oh yeah, Nova Scotia. Okay, well, so Nova Scotia is amazing.
New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, and Labrador.
So, 4,000 miles away. Got it.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it's the combination of banana, grape, and bubblegum, and it's the most popular flavor of ice cream in Eastern Canada.
Banana, grape, and bubblegum?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And
sounds wild.
I love banana, like natural banana flavor. I hate artificial banana flavor. Like I hate it. But I love bananas. So
that combination is turn off.
I don't know, because like when I was little, there was like one time I specifically remember my dad used to make him breakfast sometimes. When this was when he was working normal hours, when I was really small, he would make a peanut butter and jelly and he'd put slices of banana in it. And I had a bite of it one time, like, he let me have some of it, and I was like, okay, banana and grape and peanut butter is an amazing combination. So the only weird wild card here is bubblegum. And I'm a person who's not a huge fan of bubblegum. Like, the soda Big Red, I can't stand it. I think it's disgusting. But, I don't know. I just really wanted to try Moon Mist ever since I heard about it, because they will, like, the people online talking about it make it sound like it's some sort of, like, food of the gods.
And you know what? East Coasters are like the most upbeat, friendly people. I spent a few months there years ago, and like I would just walk into town and talk to people. It's like you guys are the Canadian reputation for being nice. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
West
you.
Coast is not that. It's you guys.
Yeah, I feel like West Coasters are. Oh, I was like, who's peeing?
West Coasters are West Coasters.
Yeah, they remind me of like people from like Washington and Portland, from what I hear about them. But
Yeah.
maybe that's not fair. I feel like that whole
Nope,
region
that's
is very,
right.
very meshed together. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I don't know. It's like I'm trying to bring up some cool stuff that I want to try for Canada Day, and there's just nothing.
Okay, well, so how about let me tell you the not quite official, but the we'll call it the unofficial cocktail of the Canadian military.
Sure, hell yeah, let's go.
It's called moose milk.
Oh, you've told me about moose milk. I don't remember the recipe, but yes, you've told me about moose milk.
Yes, so one recipe, which makes 56 servings.
Yeah, you were telling me you'd make buckets of it or whatever. Like,
yeah,
just a huge amount.
A gallon of vanilla ice cream, a gallon of milk, 4 3/4 cups of dark rum, 4 3/4 cups of Kahlua, 4 3/4 cups of vodka, and a pinch of nutmeg.
That sounds so good, though. Like coffee liqueur and like ice cream.
Yeah, it's a milkshake
like,
that gets you drunk.
That sounds amazing. And then like,
best. It's the best.
I feel like it could give you incredible DMs.
Oh yeah, probably.
Well, incredible's one word for it. probably not a word I would use, but yeah.
That's like something like for a New Year's party. You know what I mean? Like moose milk. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is typically.
Or like Thanksgiving kind of drink. Yeah. All right, chicken. I'm coming to you now.
Is that what nutmeg's for?
Yeah, nutmeg makes it holiday.
Well, yeah, nutmeg and I don't know. I like holiday flavors and stuff like that. Not necessarily like pumpkin spice, but like eggnog. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I meant eggnog.
Spice cider. Hell yeah.
Ooh, goose milk with eggnog instead of milk would be great.
It would be so much heavier though, because like eggnog hits my super heavy.
But it's already made out of ice cream, so like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Chicken finger.
What about you, Bozo? Do you know anything about Canada? So maybe I'll try making moose milk. We're gonna have to get us stuff for it.
You know, because Bozo's a youngster from Florida, I think we should extend this to Bozo. Have you heard anything about Canada?
Yeah, does Canada exist in your mind?
Dude,
not much about it. So.
Bozo, look at my stream.
Because, like, to be fair, most of what exists about Florida is just Florida man.
Yeah, Florida man.
Yeah, all I hear about Canada is just politics. That's all. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you everything on the internet now is just a bunch of like everybody talking about how much Canada hates America, and I'm like, okay, thanks guys. But it's also Americans saying that.
I have been instructed by the news to hate your country.
Right.
Yeah, fair.
Like,
I guess. Whatever.
So we need to go Yellow Road to the west.
Mamba, you've never had eggnog?
That fork in the white zone is for the.
Maybe that's a.
Well, the Australians didn't know what eggnog was like either, so yeah, I feel like it is. It's a very North American thing.
If you want to go west.
I feel like if you describe eggnog, it's probably going to sound disgusting too.
Right? But it's so good. It's just so good.
Can we just cut through there?
I can't find my truck, chicken.
Go east. Both we're gonna go recover it now.
A rich,
was it on the fence?
Dairy-based beverage with milk, cream, sugar, egg yolks, and egg whites.
You need to try eggnog, Mamba. You need to try eggnog. It's fantastic. I used to love it as a kid, and I've had like adult eggnog with like rum or whatever else people are throwing in it. It's just amazing. It's just so good.
Evan Williams eggnog, my go-to Thanksgiving and Christmas drink.
It's not. I don't mind Evan Williams, but it smells like paint, and that's the only thing. Like I have to look past the paint smell. You know what I mean? But like once I like get past the paint smell, like yeah, it's good. But it smells. It straight up smells like paint. I don't.
One of the Google recommended searches was, "Why is eggnog only sold at Christmas?" And I clicked on it, and the response was, "Because it takes all year to milk the eggs."
God damn, I love the internet.
Yeah, Google's knocking it out of the park today.
That's hilarious. It takes all year to milk the eggs. Oh my god.
Hyper,
God
you should
damn.
land 3 minutes.
Yeah, but where are you guys?
We're good.
Oh, fine.
Just TP chicken?
No, I had
Just logged out.
Yeah, I had to relog. You hear that?
Like that good?
Is there like a regional candy? Like, is there a Canadian candy, right? Because like all the candies I think about, aside from maple, are also in the United States, like everywhere. So like, maybe there's something that you've had that I haven't. And Florida too. Is there anything like in Florida, like a dessert or a candy that like, I want to learn these things. I'm kind of bored of Texas. You know what I mean? I'm bored of Texas. Texas isn't very exciting. If we're gonna be honest. It's kind of boring.
It really depends where in Florida you live, because coast are not the same. Like the coast, they're not the same as like going inland. Like pretty much think of like the coast in Florida, like, a humid California with mountains still,
Humid California.
and
Okay.
without the mountains and more. And you go to like more inland or more like to more inland or north to cities or like just away from like any of the big that are coastal, and then it gets country
Fair,
like
fair.
so. It really depends where you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
Panhandle's pretty much just Alabama and Georgia.
and rich people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like rich people. I know that like
the famous snack difference is that we have ketchup chips.
that's one.
Ketchup
That's
chips.
definitely ones I have not tried.
They're the best. They're so good.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. Ketchup chips are really
And with as many varieties as there are now, it feels like a thing that's not exclusive because there's like many different types of ketchup chip nowadays.
Ketchup chip.
There's one company that
well,
started doing spicy ketchup chips.
Of the ketchup.
I mean, so I've had ketchup chips described to me as kind of like barbecue chips, but like less sweet, more salty.
I think wait.
Well, I mean, because barbecue sauce is made with ketchup.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. You take ketchup and you basically add a bunch of sugar,
brown sugar and stuff to it.
Brown sugar and molasses and
yeah. Orange juice and
so
shit. Yeah, it makes sense.
Ketchup chips they're way like tangier.
Batteries.
They're
like
my favorite.
brighter flavor. I'll have to try them. I think ketchup ketchup chips, and some moose milk would be good.
And Canadian Smarties are different than American Smarties.
Are they? What's different about
them? So I've never had American Smarties. So I don't know what your Smarties are like.
Like chalk, like sour chalk.
Okay, so Canadian Smarties are, they're more like M&Ms. They're candy coated chocolates.
Oh, okay. So they're like a completely different brand, just also called Smarties.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking like it was a different just recipe or something.
Candy coated chocolate.
Yeah, it's nothing like.
That's like M&Ms.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I
Which we have M&Ms too. Smarties are different than M&Ms. It's like
different flavor. So like we have generic like
the ratio of candy to chocolate is like M&Ms. It's just like here's some candy so the chocolate doesn't melt all over you. Smarties, it's like here's candy coated chocolate, man.
Got you. It's like thick, kind of like the candy coated peanuts or something like that. A lot. That makes sense.
They're good. I like them.
What do? I was trying to talk to Mumba about like things that he hadn't had from the United States, so I could send like a box. And it's like he's had almost everything from the United States. So like, I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
I think what else? Are there any? Alcohol's another thing that's like a lot more regional too, because like exports and imports and laws and stuff like that. Like one of the favorite like beers I ever had, like Bundaberg, like I can't get in the United States. It's just you get some of it, but most of like the stuff that I wanted in like the Bundaberg rum, I can't get it. I cannot get it in the U.S. It just doesn't exist. And Canada, like what do we have from you? Crown Royal, right? We have Crown Royal, and isn't Maker's Mark also Canadian?
I think so. Yeah, there's a pretty. I mean, every country has their own thriving alcohol industries.
Well, I will say one thing that is very like, I don't want to say like North American specifically, but American, like just Western Hemisphere's rum. I mean, it started in the Caribbean, like in Florida and like that whole area.
Yeah, I mean it's made of cane sugar, right?
Yeah, cane sugar and molasses. Yeah, and I love rum. So like that's regional, but like,
yeah, I mean like some alcohols that are made from a plant that only grows in one spot. Obviously, you're gonna like tequila.
Is there a maple base? Agave, yeah.
You guys know what sounds good?
Where are you guys, by the way?
Eggnog and candied pecan.
Candied pecans are really good. I like roasted pecans with like cinnamon and sugar. Cinnamon and sugar roasted pecans. Oh, so good. So freaking good.
Apparently, there's my favorite chocolate bar is mostly Canadian exclusive.
Hello.
Hello.
What is your favorite chocolate bar?
Called Coffee Crisp.
Oh yeah, I've never heard of that.
So, like Kit Kat, it's got like the wafer with the stuff in between.
Yeah, but it's just coffee.
So Coffee Crisp is like that, but it's like it's instead of being little annoying Kit Kat pieces, it's like a full, just regular sized chocolate bar.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And yeah, it's I guess the cream between wafers is like a slightly coffee flavored,
like mousse kind of thing. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
hey
really
Dad,
good.
welcome. That sounds good because I'm a huge fan of coffee flavor. Like coffee ice cream is my favorite. I love coffee ice cream and pistachio ice cream. Actually, I love those too. But I don't know, Dad. We're talking about like regional stuff, right? So it's Canada Day, and Mac is Canadian. So I don't know, just trying to find some cool stuff to try.
I'll keep it all in mind when I.
Toblerone.
Toblerones, that's from like Austria, isn't it? Or like, no, it's not Austria. Where is it from? Toblerones? That's not Canadian. Are they? They're not Canadian. They're really good though. Yeah. I was telling him like, Texas doesn't really have anything like that aside from like barbecue. You know what I mean? And barbecue was like an American thing before it was a Texas thing. Like they're known for having the best barbecue, right? But it's not like they didn't invent it. Is like, you know what I mean?
Yep. So I'm looking for Arma in Xbox.
Oh,
I purchased it for the Xbox, but I can't play it on that one because it's not an S or an X.
yeah, you're not going to be able to play it then. Because any
No,
new
I-
gen
no,
games...
'cause I-
Oh, Bozo,
But
no! Oh my god.
But I have the Xbox
no.
thing for computer and for
Yeah, but it's not a question of the license, it's a question of the hardware. Like, if it's not an Xbox S Series, S or X, it's just not going to have the strong enough hardware to run it.
yeah, but it's a cloud play.
Oh, you don't want that. You could try it, but, like, the latency is, like, you'll press a button, and then you'll react, like, half a second later. It's got, like, 600 milliseconds or something like that of latency, like, starting. You could try it, though. I don't think you're going to like the way it feels. It's going to feel, like, mushy. I don't know if that's probably not a good way
on
to
the
describe
computer.
it. Yeah,
Well,
well,
on the mortars.
Yeah, it'll be fine on the mortars. I mean, it doesn't matter if you play like on computer or console because it's like a connection thing, you know, not really like processing power thing. So you could try it. I mean,
I
you
don't
could
know.
try streaming it to your PC.
I don't know how to do it. I can't find it. I know I
I
purchased it.
have never streamed a game before, so you already bought it though, you said?
Yep. I bought it on the Xbox, and then it told me it's incompatible after it was purchased.
Oh, well, that's just
Thanks,
Microsoft being
Microsoft.
shitty.
And I can't play.
Microsoft.
I can't play Armor on here because just won't do it.
Was it giving you errors again? Do you mind if I read your errors?
Yeah, you can do it later. You guys do your thing. I'm gonna
We're all,
mess around
honestly,
with this.
we're just hanging out right now. You can hang out. You know,
I
just
play
chilling.
Arma.
Yeah, Mac does play Arma. Mac, so he's getting an error that's telling him could not write. Like,
But not right.
So
Is your hard drive full?
His hard drive's not full. I don't actually. Maybe it might be close to full, but like he'll play for like 2 minutes.
There's
then he'll
my
crash,
screen.
and his error will say something like, "could not write" or something like that. He doesn't have permission to write a specific line of code, and it's like crashing.
That's bizarre.
Okay, so there's my screen.
It's very common when I looked it up. I just don't. I have no idea
If
how
you
to
go
fix it.
to, hold on, what's it called? If you go to your search bar at the bottom and type resource monitor.
So resource monitor.
Yeah.
Where's the fire? Does anybody know where the bonfire is? Or not the bonfire, the firing?
Okay.
I accidentally.
Oh.
How do you use resource monitor in window?
Mumba said I had
It's
to
weird
go.
that it went straight to the try again because I think it defaulted to the search box, but I'm pretty sure resource monitor comes with Windows.
I have a generator and
It should, yeah, it should come with it. I had to go to Australia to try ginger beer and rum. Ginger beer is interesting. I didn't know if like you'd have to go to try that there.
Oh yeah, so it's the one under apps.
But rum, yeah. I didn't know you didn't have rum in New Zealand. What do you have, Mumba? Like, what's like uniquely New Zealand? Was it be New Zealander? New Zealand dish?
So if you go to disk. And then try memory.
Okay,
memory. We could try playing it, Dad, and then we could all look at the errors. Mac will have better insight than I do on some of them.
I've
potentially
sent report on each of them, and kept them, so they're somewhere in here.
Yeah, I don't know where the logs are saved. I looked at a couple of them with you. We'll have to go look at them. Let me see. Hold on. Lots of wines, I guess. Interesting. Wait, so do you guys like not have any domestic like whiskeys or rums or like anything like that, Mumba? How does that work? I don't know. I'm not familiar with any of the laws.
Oh, I know they have rum. I absolutely know they have rum down there.
Mumba said he had to. Mumba said he had to go to Australia to get it. Yeah, but that's different. That's different than like being on like New Zealand.
Oh, is he? Oh, he's in New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah. So yeah, they have lots of rum in Australia for sure. See my black tank tractor? Yeah, we knew that was yours. I mean, Chicken was convinced it was mine, but like, yeah, the tractor's awesome.
Okay, so what am I looking for?
You want to start the game, play the game, and we want to see what is happening to your computer while it's playing.
Should I leave the resource monitor on or turn it off?
Leave it on.
I have my screen on there right now.
Okay, leave it on. Gosh, I don't know how that's gonna work. So what you could do, actually, no, that won't work. I don't know.
It.
You only have one monitor, right? Or do you have two? You only have one.
No,
right?
I have one monitor. Just one.
So I don't know how that's gonna work.
Can we look up the reports? Because we found them that one day, but
yeah, we can look up the reports. You're gonna have to make it crash again though, because this is like brand new updates, new mods, new everything.
Okay, so see, I have my Xbox thing here.
Well, I'm going to cut the stream here, guys. I know we just spent most of the day talking and sharing stories and stuff. We're just having a good time either way. We are going to do Terror Tuesday later on when Honey is available, and we're going to be playing some Phasmophobia. So I'll catch you guys then, and I'll see you in the next video stream. Peace. Don't be sorry. You're fine.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. No. Oh, okay. Okay. No, I thought you wanted me to get out. You said to crash it again. Okay.
Oh, I forgot it was food.
Well, it's
Hello?
either I'm getting
Okay, cool, I'm back.
okay, I'm either